Hello, in the video. Today we're going to take a look at the Shadow Machamp here in the Great League meta. I really want to take a look at this Pokemon as we have this Pokemon currently on rank 16 for the rankings from PvPoke for the Great League. But I never see this Pokemon. I haven't faced this Pokemon in at least, I don't know, a few seasons definitely, in the Great League at least. In the Ultra League it's a little bit more common, I guess, but in the Great League there seem to be better options like the Scrafty for a lot of people or the Machamp. But also Machamp has something going for it, to be honest, as Machamp is able to do a ton of damage just with the counter alone, being shadowed, doing more damage than, for example, Machamp or Scrafty immediately. And having access to Rock Slide is, in the current meta, one of the best treats that you can have. Because currently a ton of Pokemon, especially answers for fighting types, are usually flyers. And flyers don't really like rock typing, and this makes it all way better. The entire meta currently is also something that's based around the Galarian Stunfisk in the lead, and usually something like the Sableye Sayswap. Sableye Sayswap itself is actually something you win with the Machamp, and this is the crazy thing about Machamp. There are a ton of matchups where you would think, okay, I have the type disadvantage here, I kinda maybe want to swap out there, but Machamp actually wins them the 2 shields. Here, for example, we have an interesting scenario there. I expected them to either have like basically any kind of grass type in the back. It's either another grass flyer or the Trevenant. I bait them correctly, go for the Rock Slide now, and I will be able to have a shield advantage now with my Lickitung, and I will be able to win this game anyway. I actually go into my Skarmory for whatever reason, they just decide to surrender. But yeah, the Machamp itself is super nice. There's also on PvPoke it says it would lose against the Swampert here. Let's see how true this actually is, as we can go for one cross job. We will be able to get a shield. We can shield up their move here. And we will be able to shield another time here, and we will always be able to win this in a 2-shield scenario. This thing as a lead basically wins a ton of matchups that you wouldn't really expect. And look at this matchup in general. We will see here a Drapion coming in. The Drapion can go, of course, for one Awkward Tail if they want to, which is definitely doing some nice damage. We will be able to still farm them down. We can swap out immediately because we know both of our Pokemon in the back are fine against the Swampert. And we're actually going to be able to go for one Body Slam here with our Lickitung. We will be able to get the final shield here as they want to go for an Earthquake, and we have now a Rock Slide and a Cross Trap stored in the back. Both of them are very nice against the final Pokemon of my opponent, which is going to be the Alone Ninetales here, and we will be able to just knock them out with just one Rock Slide now, and we will be able to win this game, as basically Machamp counters everything kinda-ish what the Skarmory doesn't want to face. Skarmory plus Machamp is such a solid core that was utilized early on in like season 3 a lot of times, but got completely missing now, where like most people just run Swampert plus Skarmory like myself. But Machamp is actually one of the coolest Pokemon to use with us. We see a Sableye coming in against us here. It's a little bit tricky. I'm not always sure what I want to do against Sableye. I hate Sableye as a Sayswap, as this thing usually just always gets some kind of shield advantage from me, because even with the Lickitung, getting hit by a return does a ton of damage. So we will be able to farm down. We actually see the Marowak coming in, which is a weird. Marowak is kind of a core breaker for my lead and for my Pokemon in the back, but actually you will be able to, I think, win against Marowak if you shield bait them correctly with your Machamp as well. So like if you face it in the lead, it's not the worst thing either. And also, of course, you do neutral damage against it with your Skarmory as well, just not the best matchup. We can go into our Skarmory now, see what they want to do here. They will go for the Bone Club, which is very good for us, as we can still farm them down now. We have some extra energy. And we see an Azumarill in the back. Azumarill tends to use no Hydro Pump anymore. Like, I haven't seen really a lot of Azumarills here that are on Hydro Pump. Nice catch by my opponent. Doesn't really matter too much. So I am not too scared here immediately to shield. They go for the Ice Beam as expected. We will not swipe another one, but it doesn't really matter. We will see. We go for one Brave Bird, and we will get this thing super low. We can go into our Machamp. They have to throw against us, and we will be able to now farm them all the way down with our Skarmory and win the game again. It's like a very decent core, this Skarmory plus the Machamp, and I would definitely recommend it to you if you want to try it out. It's a little bit better against something like Sableye Sayswaps here, And I think this game I really misplayed, to be honest. My backline is double weak to Registeel, so having the Registeel here right now against us, we definitely show saved a little bit more of the Machamp. They go for the no shield here, which is smart by them. If we went for Rock Slide, we would have KO'd them. In general, Sableye tends to no shield the moves for whatever reason. Maybe I should just go straight for Rock Slide because I will be able to get the move there. But I could also go into my Lickitung and I will be able to now realign. But yeah, of course, our Machamp is a little bit low, and I think I misplay a little bit again later on. Our Lickitung is into a range now where they can go for one Focus Blast and knock us out, but also I think I swap out after this one too early again, right? They go for one Focus Blast, I go immediately into my Machamp, and now I'm locked into this matchup, and my Machamp has basically no HP left. And this kind of kills me the game, which is my own mistake. I just have to be a little bit more careful, to be honest, when swapping into something. I usually think that they are still locked, but I was locked a little bit longer. And now we have the Registeel against the Skarmory. We can try to go for one Sky Attack, but they actually make a great call here as well. They're going to undercharge it because otherwise they would have lost as well. And like this, they can just go ahead and farm us down here. I cannot swap out in time, and I will not be able to go for another move here or farm this down entirely. I have to try to farm it down here. And if I got to the cross chop there, so for whatever reason, I would have been able to win this game. But like this, we will lose this one. But good game to my opponent. Could have played it better, definitely. Another Sableye say swap. This time around, we just go straight for the Rock Slide. Either we get the shield here and can go into our Lickitung, or we just go into our Lickitung anyway and farm them down. They can go for one return here, fine for me. I will be able to just farm them all the way down, get all the energy. And if they want to go back into the Walrein, they're going to have some problems with our Power Whip here. Power Whip will be super effective. Power Whip will knock out the opponent if they would let it go. Okay, I don't think it actually knocks out them entirely from this range yet, but it definitely would get some damage on them, as we can still reach another one here. Let's see if they're going to let this move go through, if they're shielded up as well. They're going to let this move go through. Again, it doesn't KO it immediately, but it puts them into a counter down range basically. They go for an Ice Spear, and we've seen a Azumarill coming in. Azumarill means we can go for one Rock Slide, get either the shield or put them into one Sky Attack range, and we get the shield here, which is fine for us. We can try to catch the move. We can catch the move. We have one move stored down on our Machamp, and this Ice Beam doesn't hurt me whatsoever. If they run Ice Beam, usually they don't run the Hydro Pump, so I maybe could have actually went for the Brave Bird here already, but I'm just going to go for the safe play and go for two Sky Attacks. I could shield this, but I'm not going to shield it. It's going to be another Ice Beam, and I will be able to reach the next Sky Attack in time. They even swap out here, and it doesn't help them. They are going to surrender. This team worked out so well, to be honest. It took me a little bit to get started with it. I still went positive, I think, every set I played with this team, to be honest. Yeah, I definitely went positive every set I played with this team. But yeah, the first one was like a 3-2, the next one was a 4-1, and then I think I only played 2 games that are both a 1. But yeah, we see a boss wall here, which is actually a core breaker, but you don't really see that often. That's my first boss wall I've seen for ages. Kind of want to make a video about this again because it's such a cool Pokemon, but also a lot of people don't have it, so it's not really the most interesting thing for a lot of people. But we will be able to farm it down with one Skarmory here, and we will see the Warring coming in as they have a Lickitung in the back as well now. We can go ahead, shield this move up, and we will be able to go for one more cross chop here easily to try to knock out the opposing Lickitung. We have one move stored for the Walrein that comes in. We can get this thing a little bit lower, and we will be able to get the final shield by the opponent now, which allows us to, of course, put away free for our Brave Bird in the back with our Skarmory. And this is like the cool thing in general. You basically, if you don't face a Nidoqueen or a Medicham with your Machamp, you basically never get hard-walled. Like, there is not a lot of things that really want to take damage from you. So you will be able to get the shields, and with a tank like the Skarmory in the back, with the move Brave Bird in the back as well, you can just finish off some games with this combination there, so I really enjoyed this team. We see the next opponent having an Altaria lead. We will be able to go into our Lickitung and can go for one Body Slam here. This Body Slam will do some pretty decent damage. We see the Lickitung of them coming in. We are of course a little bit lower than them thanks to the Dragon Breath. They stored their energy with their Altaria, but we will also be able to swap out earlier. If we even want to swap out, to be honest. They will be able to go for another charge move here, which is going to be the Body Slam. We can go for our Body Slams, it's just a lick down here. This matchup going to be very common in general, as the Lickitung is one of the best Pokemon to use in Go Battle League currently. And this also benefits, of course, our Machamp. As Machamp really enjoys playing against the Lickitung, we will be able to go ahead and try to go for another Body Slam. Doesn't work out. Could have actually shielded here, to be honest. Wouldn't have really mattered too much, but we will be able to try to farm down. Never mind, they had another move. And I'm actually going to shield up, which I don't know in hindsight why I did this, to be honest. Like, I have literally no idea. I tried to catch the move, didn't work out. We have a Stunfisk in the back. And it's going to be a good game. If I didn't shield, I still maybe had a chance, because Stunfisk against the Skarmory isn't the worst matchup, and then you have one like for the Skarmory, actually, like Skarmory can win this matchup, I think, or it's like super close. And then I would be still having one Rock Slide stored, but I think at this point of time this game is kind of over. But I mean, also we got completely hard-walled, so there was not a lot that we can do there anyway. Good game to my opponent there though, but like there's not a lot that I can do here. They're gonna go for one move here. Of course, we have both shields still on the opponent's side. We can go for one cross chop here. They might even let this move go through. We have to see. They actually shielded up. We can go for another one. They might let this move go through because it's definitely a cross chop, and it will actually shield as well because they can just finish me off now. And yeah, there's not a lot that I can do here. If you get hard-walled, you get hard-walled, and there wasn't a lot that I can do when I have a Flyer against my Fighter in the lead and a Galarian Stunfisk against my Skarmory. Still a good game there. Next opponent, we will see a very favorable lead here with the Lickitung, and we see something there I could have played a little bit better. I kind of know his team already. I think I played him with his team prior already, and I misplay it pretty hard, to be honest. I sure shielded this one. I know it's going to be either a Night Sludge or a Brave Bird. It's going to be a Brave Bird. It's fine. We will be able to knock them out, but I know what they have in the back already, and Skarmory is my best answer for this. I kind of needed to go into my Skarmory here, to be honest, and I'm still going to be able to. I would have also been able to go for 2 sky attacks there, would have been better. Now they have a ton of energy. I know what they have in the back, so I'm going to no shield this. I didn't wait out the clock again. I could have waited out longer. They wouldn't have got as much energy with their Machamp, and I would have been able to keep my own Machamp alive for a little bit longer. So it's again my own mistake there to play that better. We will be able to see a shield from the opponent coming up here. We'll be able to go for another Body Slam. We can shield this move up, going to be another Ice Punch, and we will be able to farm this thing down in time. But yeah, like if I had my Machamp still alive here, I would have definitely appreciated this against the incoming Lickitung again. Because sadly, this Body Slam will not knock them out, just barely. They have 1 HP left, and we're going to lose this game because it's going to be a Power Whip. And this is going to be a good game, but I could have won this game, I think, at 3 or 4 different points in this matchup there, which I just misplayed, to be honest. And I could have been able to win this game again. Not about the team myself. My team basically would have had a pretty decent chance against the opponent's team prior, but it's just me. I didn't play it perfectly fine. We see a Trevenant coming in. I like Trevenant with my Lickitung, of course. Lickitung has a very favorable matchup here. You can take 3 Seed Bombs without any problems whatsoever. You can throw your charge move here. It's not necessarily the case that you have to do it, but I think it's better because they're going to go for 2 moves anyway, I guess. I'm not sure. Maybe you should have went for 1 Body Slam instead, though. If they throw 3 moves anyway, yeah, I think I should have went for a Body Slam instead in the Lickitung against Trevenant matchup, because they're going to get to 3 anyway, so like, why not throw it? You would have got more energy there, but yeah, that's me playing horrible, but it's fine. As we see a Swampert coming in the back, we know that we have our Machamp for this thing. We will be able to let this move go through. We have a shield advantage, we have a Skarmory in the back, and I think this should be already enough to scare my opponent out of this game, and we will be able to win this game here. As we go into the final one, we have the Machamp against the Obstagoon, a very favorable lead for us. There are a ton of good leads for us, that's very nice, as the Machamp seems to be a pretty nice anti-meta pick for the current meta. We see the Nidoqueen coming in here, which we hardwall with the Skarmory. This is one of the main reasons why you kind of want to run the Skarmory together with the Machamp. It's going to be a Steel type that will be able to answer something like Flying types, or something as well like the Machamp on the opponent's part, or something like the Trevenant. So like it's basically covering all the weaknesses of the Machamp, while still dealing a ton of damage against other stuff like the Obstagoon here as well, but also completely hard one. Just the Nidoqueen is such a good thing for the Machamp, as Machamp cannot deal anything against this. Basically, it's a perfect matchup. I think it's like a perfect core, to be honest. Machamp and Skarmory has been in the game for ages. Like, I know that Kiang, I think, got Legend with his team in Season 3 with it, with Azumarill as a safe swap, and I think they ran the Skarmory in the lead, but I'm not sure. As we see the opponent here, with 1 Toxapex, which of course I went for the strong move immediately, caught me off guard. Now I have to catch some Brains here, but that's fine. As they swap out into their Obstagoon, I can just shield this move up. I have a move start on my Lickitung. I will be able to win CMP against the Toxapex. I will be able to farm it down here. And I can just go for 2 cross chops without a problem, because even if they call it here, which they actually do, good play by the opponent, I can still get to another one. I will be able to knock them out with this. Unless they shield, we have a move start, and we win. So, this team is really good. I climbed like 50 or 60 points in a little bit more than 2 sets with this team, which is pretty nice. I definitely can recommend it to you, and I think Shadow Machamp is way too underrated right now. So, thanks for watching. See you next video. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.